Bum, 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 bum. Bashers, February 11th. It's Wednesday when we were Wednesdays, when we were young, when we were Wednesdays, we'd be gone. Hey, Bashers, it's Dirk. Great to have you on the show here at the iBashers studio in New York City for now. Yeah, I had a weird day. You guys all know what I did. Went okay. Big date coming up in June where all will be revealed. Da-na-na-na-na, to cry for the nations. Steve Zaliski, holy crap. He's in at Basher of the State. Steve, is this your first number one? I gotta look on the thumbnails to see if Steve Zaleski has ever had the Basher of the Day, because then he's got to get a song right away, and I'm in song mode, so I don't mind. I'm happy to do it. Let's see, Steve. Let's go to the S's. Did Steve ever get it? Because I don't know, 600 and something freaking zillion thumbnails. And Bashers of the Day songs of Steve. I don't see Steve in there. Steve, you let me know if you've ever had Basher of the Day. I don't think that you have. I'm very proud to say Steve Zaleski in at number one. And I wrote, wow, Steve, because I posted that. And man, 2 seconds later, he had it right on the ball. Number one, baby. Number one, baby. The Basher number one. Oh, man, I'm so proud of you, man. That's fantastic. Right on the heels, panel power. Coming back for you. I'm not really a growly singer. I just play one on TV. Good evening, Dirk, and all the Bashers. Have a great show. We're going to have a great show because you're the Bash at number one. Steve Zaleski. I watched some guy last night. You know, YouTube, you just start going clickety, click, click, click. And there was a guy, and he looked a young guy. And well, he said he was 35. He looked like he was 12. And he was in his little home studio, and he had some nice gear. He's like, "Hey, I forget what his name was, Sean, and this is my audition for Skid Row." I was like, oh, Skid Row have gone through more singers than the USO band. It's just, they just can't get along with Sebastian Bach. And, I've met Sebastian. I've talked on the show about him. Yeah, he's a lot to take, but, he's the sound of that band. And, if the Eagles can do it, so can they. So this guy got on there and he sang Monkey Business. And I'm not a fan of that kind of, it's too raunchy. But then he did 18 in Life. And I was like, oh, wow, because that's a tough song to sing. And it was okay. It wasn't great or anything. He was much better at the growly crap. Had some really great high notes. But that's how people are auditioning for bands now. They're just freaking recording and playing live or singing in their studio. And like, this is for you, Molly Crew. I'm the next whatever you replace in this band, or Foreigner. Hey, this is for you, Foreigner, for all the positions that are available. Because there's no original members in that band at all. What is the point? I will never understand that. All these bands that go on the road and they're like, featuring JJ, blah, blah, blah. He did a couple of songs with us in the 80s. With us, you guys are all newbies. Newbie do. Nick Brooker, well, evening, missed last night's Bashes, but back today. Well, welcome back. And well done, Steve. Everybody's very proud of you, Steve. It's pretty fantastic. Glen Parker is the place to be. Another early one for me, so we'll catch this one on the catch-up. Sorry, I had to do it an hour late because I was in court. And the day was, I'm going to go meet up with the always inspiring and alluring Dana O'Malley. She's in town. And she could kind of ambush me last night. Said, I'm in town. She's flying all over the place. It's so hard for her, for work. She's very intercontinental. And you know what? I could use a drink. I could. So I'll go meet up with her, and that will just put a smile on my face. I know that for sure. And she's with our mutual friend Judith, who's always lovely to see. About effing time, and I don't mean an old watch show. It's no watch show, Ray Ray. I don't have a watch on. Don't. I'm not wearing a watch. I'm not wearing a watch. I'm gonna put on. You know what I'm in the mood for? I feel like being a Milgausian tonight. I wore my Snoopy to court today. I'm gonna wear my. Oh, it's got the right time. Look at no, it doesn't. Shit, I must adjust. It's automatic. So there it goes. Give it a wind. Everybody says it sounds dry, and I'm like, oh fuck, I don't want to go and have this serviced. Really? Because if I do have it serviced, I want to go to Rolex, right? I don't want to go to Sam. I want Rolex to do it because you know what they're gonna do to it. It's gonna come back and look. It looks brand new anyway. But anyway, let me set the crown correctly. Yeah, here we go. Milgausian. Do 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 do. Yeah, I don't know. There's a certain kind of level of I feel cunty. I feel cunty. Oh, so cunty, so cunty, so cunty, and the obvious. Congratulations to Steve. Hello, everyone. And hello, Dirk. The quest for the medal goes on. It's getting a little embarrassing now. Not as embarrassing as the cheating on his girlfriend, Norwegian. I didn't catch that because today I was, otherwise engaged. Oh God, was it the Olympic Village? God, it's like the ice storm there. But that's always famous, because they can't drink and smoke weed. They're real, athletes. So, one thing they can do is they can go to the Olympic Village and hook up. It's like the Republican National Convention. Whenever that's in town, grinders servers go down, which is really funny. Let me do that again. Whenever the Republican National Convention is in town, grinders servers go down. Clip it. That's a new feature. Steve Zaleski. All you guys. Hey, Steve. All you guys. Loving the bucolic artwork. Thanks, Ken Furby. Yeah, I just needed something gentler and nicer. And I'll tell you why I feel this way. Because going to court is very, very, very stressful. Especially when you have such a complicated situation going on. Like, we didn't do anything, so we're just some really pretty nice fellas who happen to just live in a place and they've lived there for 30 plus years. And then, the dragon shows up and causes a lot of havoc and has done a lot of bad and illegal things and avoided persecution and prosecution. But now we're going to go and take it to the limit. Take it to the limit one more time. I love Randy Meisner. So yeah, I guess that's what we have to do. Just stick with it and just, the truth will out as always. And I needed something a little kinder, gentler. And listen, I have to say this, whenever you go there, the people who work in the courts, they see the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. And you know what? They can honestly recognize when you're not one of the worst and they treat you accordingly. I have to say that. I find the staff, all the officers and all those people to be extremely kind and chipper, and they look for the best in humanity because, when you're a police officer or, a court officer, you see a lot of, and I've sat through a lot of things that are just like, that's bad, but at the end of the day, you don't think you'll ever wind up in a situation like this. And when you do, it's just so beguiling. And you just have to put on a Rolex and feel better about yourself. So that's why I wanted something when you were Wednesdays, Jojo always, Jojo, yeah, he gave me a thumbnail. Oh, wow, that's great. I think that's, it's kind of his show because he always rises to the occasion for when you were Wednesdays and sends us great stuff. And it's just we like to reminisce. Some people don't. I do. I've always been a person who waxes philosophical and really enjoys going down memory lane because of all the people and animals and places I've been and seen and known and loved. And I like the way it makes me feel. Not a lot of some people don't, but I have been lucky to, have an amazing family and great friends and generally, not had any kind of major things in my life. Some people don't have it so easy, but you have to count your blessings when you have them. You have to count your blessings. And you always have to remember that we're entitled to nothing. We are all entitled to nothing. As my father said to me once when I was very young. He goes, "You are entitled to nothing." And he's right. You got to go out and you got to figure it out on your own. And if there is, a dowry or or some kind of thing that happens to you in the end, so be it. But like as you're, the best way to figure yourself out is to not think that you are owed anything in life. And none of us really are. I mean, some people just think that they are, which is sad. But thanks, Ken Furby. Vasilios, good evening to all. Great to have you on the show. Vasilios from Greece. And our dear Julian, it is the job of thinking people not to be on the side of executioners. Yeah. Man, this guy makes me think like nobody else does. It is the job of thinking people not to be on the side of executioners. Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice? Isn't it amazing that exists in any way, shape, or form? I'm on. I've said this a million times. I believe bad machines need to be dealt with. But I've recently watched "I Want to Live." I think I mentioned it on the show, and it's about a woman that did not do the crime she is accused of, but she's a very unlikable person, and she's hooked up with some very nefarious characters. Susan Hayward. And she gets put on death row, even though she didn't do the crime. But in the end, and it's about her stay of execution and then the people who rally around her. But in the end, they gas her, which is crazy. And you're like, and it's so graphic. And I don't know what year that movie was, 55 ish, 59. They show how they prepare the tincture and like how the bag goes into the acid and releases the fumes, and it's crazy. It was graphic for that era, but yeah, we shouldn't be doing that. I look up at the massive signs and stars in the night sky, and I laid myself open for the first time to the benign indifference of the world. Yeah, the world doesn't really care. I mean, the sky and the sun and the moon and the stars. You know, I looked up at the massive signs and stars in the night sky and laid myself open for the first time to the benign indifference of the world. Eesh. Always go too far because that's where you'll find the truth. There you go. Well, we're going far. Definitely going far. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Walk beside me and just be my friend. That's freaking gorgeous, Julian. That's absolutely beautiful. It's true. Yeah. Except if you're on a city street and you're walking side by side and people can't get past you, like, get out of my way. Get out of my way. Clip it. It's my new thing. Clip it. All great deeds and all great thoughts have a ridiculous beginning. Great works are often born on the street corner or in restaurants' revolving door. Wow, that's true. All great deeds and all great thoughts have a ridiculous beginning. Who would have thunk it? Great works are often born on a street corner. They are. You know what was born on a street corner? Le Cirque du Soleil. The Cirque. Well, oh God, I used to remember that guy's name right off the top of my head. It's D. I sound like a medium. Do you have a D in your name? He was at one time one of the richest guys in the world. I want to say Daryl Dragon, but that's love. Love will keep us together. French Canadian street performer, literally on the street with a troupe of friends and things, and created the Cirque. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it. Listen, here's my thoughts on the Cirque du Soleil. I went to see that a million years ago. I've seen it a couple times. I've seen it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, I think. And the first one was called Saltimbanco. And there was a woman named Francine Portois, and she was the singer, the chanteuse of the show, and she mostly stayed above the wire. And while they did all of their feats of strength and harrowing heights and madness, and it was seriously one of the most magical things. And it's in a tent, and it was pretty incredible. And the next one we saw was Alegria, and that was good, really great. It was loved it. Then the next one we saw, I don't even remember the name of it, but I remember thinking like nothing could top the first one, because it's like going to a show and them blowing up everything, and then you go to a show and there's just nothing going on. The Cirque du Soleil is by far an artistic endeavor, but it is also a lot of spectacle, and you can get numbed to spectacle. That's why sometimes it's great to just go see somebody play piano or guitar, or just give an aria, something very simple. Just see a woman at a piano, say JoJo's mom, and a recital, and maybe she plays Bach, Bartok, or Rachmaninoff, or something like that, because then you feel it. I felt the first Cirque du Soleil because the incredible vocals of Francine Portois. And it never really matched up to that, because it never had that highlight. She was kind of like this narrator. And I don't know if you know this, but I'll tell you, Cirque du Soleil's language is made up. It's makey-uppy. And she's up there going, it's not singing in French. She's singing in, like, it's almost like Klingon. They made up a language of just phonetic sounds, and that's how they narrate the show. And I think that they still do that. And I've never seen O or any of those things in Vegas, but I think after a while you get desensitized to it. But that's all I mean. But it's true. All great deeds and all great thoughts have a ridiculous beginning. Born on a street corner or in a restaurant's revolving door. Mariah Carey likes to say she got discovered at the Russian Tea Room in Manhattan as the Hat Check Girl. She was going out and Tommy Mottola was coming in. That is not a true story, because I knew her manager, Rick, and that's not true. They made that up for PR. And she handed him a tape, and he was like, oh, sure, whatever. And he popped it in the cassette of his limousine, and they're driving away, and he goes, turn the car around immediately. Turn the car around. Clip it. That didn't happen, because he was so astounded by whatever the crap she does. She was great in the beginning. Well done, Steve. Evening, lads and ladies. It's Dave Fitzsimons. David Simons. Happy Hump Day, the beautiful Melly C. Mark and Mindy Show. Happy Hump Day, Dirk, and all the bashers. The purple one is here. Hi, honey. Great to have you live on the show. And Hiteshi, sweet Stephen. Sweet, sweet Stephen, congratulations, Hump Day, whirling like a Wednesday in my mind. Could it be Wednesday come? Oh, man. Come. She's the most evil thing. We got home. I made caprese sandwiches. And we sat down, and I'm like, oh, let's watch this today. She's one of the most evil, arrogant sociopaths, but you have to be in order to be in that circus. That circus. She's in a circus. You have to be. Panel power. My God. I mean, I almost wanted to break my TV. I love my TV. It's so old. It's a 2013 Panasonic Plasma, and I replaced the motherboard. I replaced the power board. I just don't want to let it go, because it's the last of the plasmas. And I know OLED is better. I know that. We talked about it on the show. And I was like, it happened again, and I reset everything, and it's working fine now, knock on wood. And I was like, oh, man, do I really have to buy a TV? I don't want to buy the TV. So I hope I don't. But yeah, so I was like, should I? Wow. And did you see this? She's being grilled, and meanwhile, she's just shuffling paper around, not really listening. What did you accuse me of? You accused me of lying on. Don't you ever. Yes, he did. He did exactly that. You witch. Well done, Steve, says Melly C. And Renaissance says, this batch all made with the Leica Summilux 50mm f 1.4 a spherical lens. Wow. I know Steve will love that because all of you great photographers all use Leica. And I've always known that because, Paul's into photography and Paul's dad is into photography. And I'll tell you, want to hear a really great story without giving too much away because, I talk too much. This we know. Or as the judge said today, Dirk likes to talk. Um, Paul's dad worked at a very famous institution in the photography department now, and met everyone and he's a really good photographer himself. Loves to shoot black and white. Ilford, I think, was his thing with film, and has been into digital for a really long time. But they went from all like I think it was like M5s or M1, one of the great range finders, what do they call the range finders, right? And when they went digital, they went completely Nikon. And here's what happened in this place. And it's a museum, just so you know. I won't say which one, but it is. So they had an entire wing, top floor of a wing of a museum, which you could imagine is very expansive. And when digital photography came to the fore, they completely gutted the dark rooms and turned that back into exhibition space. So they went from having like an entire wing with, all kinds of things for procurement of periodicals and exhibit posters and all that stuff, because all in-house, of course, they had staff, photographers, all that great stuff. They went to a very small office with like 6 MacBooks in it. And then they had rooms with, like dark rooms and all those kinds of things, but they got rid of all the Leicas. And they switched over to all Nikon, because those institutions, they get deals because they're like, hey, knock knock knock, Canon, knock knock knock, Nikon, Sony, and yeah, and all that stuff. But incredible. I'm looking forward to it so much. Dave Fahrenheit 451, Dave Fahrenheit 451. Upvote it, please upvote if you can. Clip it. Thanks so much, Dave. Dave, you guys are amazing. Really, what you do is crazy. Captain Steve is the best number one. You watch Captain Steve? I can tell that you do. I watch him too. Captain Steve he's a YouTuber. He's a pilot for American Airlines. I feel like American Airlines is my company because my dad worked for them for so long. He goes, Captain Steve. He's got a odd breathing thing that he does. It's kind of Rufus Wainwrighty, because Rufus will be like, I don't know what it is, but you gotta do it. I don't know where to go, but you gotta be there. It's very odd. And I studied breathing, and I don't know what that's about, but it's odd. But it works for Rufus, that's for sure. And Captain Steve is the best number one. I agree. Brad Crozier is here. Good evening, Dirk. How was your day? It was rough, man. Did you have lunch at your local diner, or did you prepare a delicious lunch at home? I prepared a delicious lunch at home. We got out of there, in the afternoon, and took the railroad home. And stopped at the market. Paul had picked up. He went to Rosario's of Astoria and got real mozzarella, and I mean the real stuff. Not the supermarket spongy crap, the stuff that's dense and thick and it's amazing. It's salty. And I made caprese sandwiches. I bought a gorgeous loaf of bread from Eli's. And I made caprese. I got some really ripe tomatoes, the basilico, great olive oil, a little bit of balsamic reduction. And my little trick is, sorry, I'm taking America into Italy. I put olive oil and balsamic reduction on the bread, and then I take a very, very light smear of mayo and go like this to give it an emulsion, a creaminess, and it really makes a difference. Shoot me, it's the American in me. So, and then we had some North Shore chips. We had some crisps to go along with that. It was nice for lunch. He had 2 options. I made homemade waffles a couple of days ago, and I froze them. I said, you want waffles and eggs? So that'll probably be dinner. Well, actually, it won't be dinner because we're gonna go meet Dana. So there you go. Joe, handsome Joe, handsome Joe. Oh, Jojo was the man. He was on the Wednesday Basher. Happy belated birthday, Battle Power. He's celebrating his 30th birthday. Happy 30th birthday. I don't know how old you are, but you look 30. So there you go. Oh, that's sweet of you, Jojo. Mark in Brooklyn's is Pam Bondi. If anybody knows, she's the Attorney General of the United States of America, and she's a twat of the highest order. I mean, holy macaroni. Wow. What just a Disney evil queen she is. You could just see the evil. There's nothing good about that person. She's a bad person. Bad liar. Just so much projection. Just bad. I know, right, Mark? I don't know what to say about her. Give Dana a hug for me, please. I will. I'll say, hey, courtesy of Ray Ray. Aww. Hey, wonderful. It's wonderful, wonderful. Hey, all. Wonderful. It's great to have you. I want to just sound like, and now we have the Lennon sisters in a great recital from the best of Mantovani. And the one, and the two, and the three. The Lawrence Welk Show. It goes, crickets. Names, Ray names. Hey, Rupert. Rufus is here. Names, Ray names. I'll go to Rolex with you to drop off watches for service. We can have lunch. Oh, do you have to do that, Jojo? Do you have some serviceable watches right now? I know. Listen, if I'm gonna get that thing serviced, it's a 2013. It was new old stock. There was stickers on it. It was new in the box. You guys saw me open the thing. Well, you mean you saw it? Well, Oshin opened it first, and then he sent it to me without the box. He gave me the box later, but with tags, the whole shebang, brand new. So could have gotten dry. Could have got a bit dry. I'm gonna do an impersonation right now. This was a woman when my brother and I had a deli. This woman used to come in, and I don't know her name, but her name then was Miss Dimitrakopoulos. And she would come in and she'd be like, guys, and she would say very dirty things. I'm not going to say. I think she had a crush on my brother, I think. But she would say very risque things to my brother. But she'd be like, I want a quarter pound of ham. And I want a quarter pound of, do you have any of the sweet munchy cheese? And then I was thinking, and then she goes, how come you guys don't have Chubbs or Sable? And I was like, she's not Greek. I worked in a Jewish deli. I know what they buy. I worked across the street at a place called Shopwell. And we had all that stuff, Sable and roll mops and a lot of pickled fish. Deli. Miss Dimitrakopoulos. Turns out she was a teacher and a cat lover. I found out much later. But anyway, I would go to Rolex and do in a freaking heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Maybe I'll do it. I don't know. It just sounds so scary. At least it's not a chronograph, right? Because I think what's the entry level to get into Rolex to do a service? Something like $800, or is it $1,000? I don't even know. It's a lot. It's a lot, but I didn't pay for the watch, so there you have it. Joe LaFaro for Lawrence. And now we have a special. I got to think of all the great artists that the Lennon sisters are the first thing I think of, Jojo, because they were always on. Who do you remember any of the other artists? Let's give him a schmack a gob for that. Thank you, kind sir. I'll give you. I always give. I mean, it's funny stuff. Funny stuff. Ripper a new one. Yeah, well, it's gonna happen. If you show respect to the judges in the courtroom, believe me, you can have it thrown out. I instigated it. This is not against me. It is against her. I instigated this action. Because I've had it. I've absolutely had it. No, she dropped hers because it was unwinnable. The judge in that case, when I was going, you all lived through with me. She's trying to evict us for no reason. And the judge was like, this is not trialable. And we're like, well, let's come up with some kind of a compromise. She's like, no, we're going to quit this thing. So, no, I instigated this. And I'm going to see it to the end. Congratulations, Steve Zaleski says Fergal. And they called him Fergal from the island of Ar. Hey, Ferg. How's your beautiful wife today? Is she here? The beautiful Louise, is she here? Hey, Dirk on the Bashers. Hey, Ferg. Oh, here he is. Lou's car is giving trouble. Oh, no. No, she doesn't have a Mini like you do, though. Spending the last 2 days and tomorrow getting it fixed. Very stress. Yeah, but you're married to Lou. She's amazing. Then count your blessings. Today's the day to count your blessings. Because you know what? At the end of the day, this stuff, and, I have Paul. We're lucky we can, I don't have Laverne anymore, but I have two amazing sisters and a great brother, and I have amazing friends. You have to think about, like I thought, like today, the stress of today was just so bad. And yes, we have an attorney, and I used to represent myself, which is very hard to get used to not being able to speak in court because Dirk likes to talk. But yeah, think about it, man. Think about where you live in that place that just doesn't have an address. It's beautiful. You have one of the most amazing, beautiful wives in the world. And you have a great car. You have some killer watches. You have a lot of blessings, Fergal. It's just a car. Sometimes shit breaks. I might have to go get this thing serviced. But you know what? I'll go have lunch with Joe LaFaro. Winning. Just happens. Hey, Fergal, you have a special day on Friday. Look, she knows more than I do. Is it your anniversary or is it his birthday? Come on, tell me. I need to know. Dirk, I've seen that Susan Hayward movie. My customer bought her house. Did she live in Forest Hills? Oh, in Toronto. Toronto, as you guys say. Wealthy neighborhood. I'll see if I can find some. Really? Susan Hayward, she's got an Academy Award, right? She might have got it for that. No, I think she got it for I'll Cry Tomorrow, because they had those kinds of look at that. What's going on here? Really? Now, I'm a big Rush fan, and they grew up in a town, and they took a little sojourn, and they drove around, and it looked very, very, very fancy. And I've seen Google Maps of where Getty and Alex live, and it's a neighborhood. It's not like Bel Air where it's behind a fence or any of that stuff. But is Susan Hayward Canadian? See, I don't know everything. I don't know. Susan Hayward. There's obviously a different Susan Hayward, and that ain't her. She's from Brooklyn. Oh, but she had a house there. Look at that. Academy Award for Best Actress in the Leading Role. She's a hammy. I get why somebody like a Shane wouldn't enjoy this, because she is of that movie. So, well, what do you mean? What about me, fellas? She's got that very, over the toppy kind of, see meow. Listen, baby, I was gonna get away with that crime, baby. It was very stylized in the 40s and 50s. Not until the 60s did films start getting realistic, because before it was much more stagey. Because they had people like Vivian Leigh and Laurence Olivier and all these great stage actors were making films, because that was the talent pool. That's where they got them. And now people just do film. Like, could you imagine Harrison Ford in a play? You'd never hear a word he'd say. He'd be like, oh, I heard the Iceman cometh, and yeah, hold on. I mean, they don't have that projection. Ethel Merman, people who belted to the last row, Judy Garland, all those people. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Unfortunately, a wealthy man bought it, plus 2 other houses. Oh, God, see, look at that. What is wrong with people? That's what they did in. So I grew up in Jamaica, Queens. Now, Jamaica, Queens is a very big place. It's where the airport is there, and that's South Jamaica. I grew up in a place called Jamaica Hill, just adjacent to Jamaica States, where Donald Trump is from and where the Cuomos are from. And it's very, very, very fancy. and I went to school there. I went to a private Catholic school there for 8 years, and a lot of my friends lived in there. And where I grew up in Jamaica Hill was like the homes were. It wasn't as fancy, but they were big homes and very pretty backyards. And what happened there is if I went down my old block while my house is still there, my friends Eric and Fanou Francois, they were our neighbors we grew up with. They had this beautiful home, and it was so beautifully decorated. Their parents were from Paris, and they just were exquisite. Their taste, every room looked like a museum. It was so perfect, and they lived in it. They didn't, you know, and they knocked. They somebody bought 3 house lots, knocked all these beautiful homes down, and now they're doing it in Jamaica States. Now, the Forest Hills that is in Queens is an incorporated village and it's landmarked. So you can't, like, I lived in a house in Forest Hills Gardens that I think I took you guys there on a walkabout, and they can't knock it down, but it looked semi abandoned, like somebody's trying to do something. But developers don't care about history. Developers don't care about provenance. They don't care about any of that stuff. They care about how do I make the most money, the most profit out of this property in this building. Gee, who does that sound like? That's a shame that they did that. And they're doing that in Jamaica States now. And I'm telling you, that neighborhood, old Tudor homes, stone homes. Donald Trump's parents' house looks like the White House, but red brick, that, federal style. It's huge. And it's on a street called Midland Parkway. You want to see it? I'm gonna doc. They're not there anymore. Trump's house, Midland Parkway. There it is. Yeah, he loves to say he grew up in a on Wareham Place. They owned that house, but that is not where they lived. So this is his house. That's it. That's his house. Midland Parkway. It's very beautiful neighborhood. See, it looks like the White House, but isn't that funny? Yeah. My school was like 1.5 blocks to the left of that. Yeah, it's a big, big house. Fred Trump's childhood. I didn't know that. Fred Trump lived on Devonshire Road. Oh, I know that house too. I know that street very, very well. Wow, how interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. They're knocking those homes down left and right. These beautiful turreted stone homes with gables, and they're putting up these gaudy McMansions, which are vile. It's terrible. Terrible. The house was torn down about 12 years ago on Forest Hill Road. I'm sorry to hear that. Leica is the Rolex of photographic equipment. Yeah, I guess it is for sure. Getty, no, it's not Getty. We're in New York. Getty's in LA. Dirk, your lunch at home sounds delicious, high quality. Oh, listen, the difference between mozzarella and mozzarella is if you buy the expensive mozzarella in the supermarkets, or it's soft, it's just, it's kind of mushy. You get the guy that, is in there. We used to have Salud Marias everywhere and got people in this neighborhood, especially. And the mozzarella is dense. It is heavy. So you have to cut it. It's not just squishy. It's not just like a breast implant. It's not like a silicone pack. It's just, which is what that, unfortunately, American mozzarella is, that very soft stuff. And I'm not a fan of burrata. I know people are, and I don't like, I'm not a fan of it. It's too gooey and weird, and it's too soft and creepy. But fresh mozzarella, it's very dense. And on a sandwich with like a lot of basil and or basil, depending on where you are on the side of the pond, it's delicious. So yeah, it was really good. And I had to take a nap right afterwards. I was so tired. Where have you been? Where have you been, Donald? There's Donald Garrick. Where you been, my friend? The Trump administration has such a bad attitude. Yeah, it's so, well, because listen, when you're a liar, you're going to be on the defensive. And that's a police and a FBI and a Scotland Yard and an Interpol. They know the second you get defensive, because people who are telling the truth and don't do anything don't get defensive, because they're like, no, that's not what happened. This is what happened. But Don't you dare. Mayonnaise should be banned, in my opinion. I detest it, and nearly all white sauce is fussy for. Listen, there's a lot of people out there that don't like mayonnaise. It's beautiful. Mayonnaise is gorgeous, man. I just don't get it. I mean, I'm not asking you to dip a spoon and eat it. I mean, I'm not. But I mean, when you mix that with you mix it with mustard, like Coleman's or like a lovely Dijon, it makes this creamy. It's so good. I don't get when people don't like it, but that's okay. Totally nothing as stressful as when you employ. Well, no. Listen, everybody's got their stress. I'm not trying to say my stress is more than yours. I'm just saying, take the car, deal with it, and just remember. Just remember. Look what almost happened to you. You almost ruined your movement. That was almost toast. Could you imagine? And thank you for the email for letting me know you have an 1861 versus an 861. It was my mistake. Your 861 is obviously in your Mark II. I was having a speedy moment. Yeah. So there you have it. No, just go. Go. Fergal, do me a favor. Go grab your beautiful bride and crack open one of those gorgeous bottles of wine. Because you know what? You have it all. You have your health and you have her. You have it all. Because the rest of it is crap. Who really cares, right? It's just shit we got to deal with. Fergal says, my birthday's on Friday. I was born Friday the 13th. Long story, but I was born in the lift in the Bon Secours Hospital in Cork. My mother was out dancing at a dinner party the night before. She shook you out at the Bon Secours Hospital in Cork. Wow. In like Cork City, Ferg? Wow. Or where about in Cork? I know Cork pretty well. My grandmother's from there. She's from Mill Street. Wow. You were born in a lift. That's crazy. He's like, born in a trunk in Pocatello, Idaho. Thanks, Matt. Says Melly C. Fergal. The house that was built in its place is one of those futuristic smoky glass 2-story homes with the last lot being more lawn. Like here, what they do is they look like shopping malls. They're concrete slabs with lots of glass, and they have these really horrible brushed pewtery looking. It's horrible. Hate them. Horrible. Blech, blech. I just noticed that the Basher shirt looking good. Isn't this nice? And it's an Eddie Bauer thermal. It's a thermal. Look at this. Thermal. Yeah, thermal. Nice. It's very cozy. It's very warm and toasty. This Carolyn Martin sent it to me. Where's the bag? I had the bag. Sent it to me. She gifted it to me, the incomparable Carolyn Martin. Because she's making pens now. She's been through. Look what Carolyn's been through. She's got a beautiful daughter, incredible husband, and she has a couple of incredible dogs. And she's got people that love her. Today is about counting your blessings, in my humble opinion, I think that's important, Thank you very much, Hitesh. Susan Hayward's old house was built in 1921 with a castle look and an old cobblestone drive. Yeah, why would anybody want to knock that down? I don't get it. Buffalo mozzarella is okay. Confidence is quiet and insecurities are loud. 1,000,000%, Donald. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Andrew, still alive. Be an inspiration to other bashers. Up, button, and subscribe. BK. Where have you been quiet this whole show? Andrew, Andrew, I'm just happy you're here. The incomparable Andrew Welkwich. Fergal says, I put the open case back on the Mark II racing dial, closed case back on the Moonwatch. Yeah. 1861's a nice looking movement. They have the Delrin brakes on the closebacks, but they changed that out for the 1863 when they have the Sapphire Sandwich. Because listen, people make the Delrin brake. It's plastic, whatever, but it's been there since the 861 and the 1861. It's gone now, but it is not a cost-cutting thing. It is because of the friction. It's just better for friction. But so technically, in my humble opinion, because it works slightly better, I'd rather have that than what they fashioned for the Sapphire sandwich. Just saying. I mean, it probably doesn't make a difference, but people like to make fun of the Delrin parts. I'm like, it was like kind of like court shaming, but I'm like, no, it's an innovation. It's not anything else. Eddie Bauer, are they going into liquidation? Oh no, Carolyn, did you hear that? Let's get as many as we can. These are not going to be on the store. The iBashers merch store is about to happen in a major way. Shirts, hats, God knows what else. Yeah. This was something that she just made. She said this is the last one. She made a couple of them. I gave my first one away because to somebody who I really wanted to have. So yeah. Too much driving this week, late at night and early morning. So I'll crack open a nice bottle next weekend instead. Why? Because just have a Baraka, Fergal. Just have a Baraka. Don't have a bottle of wine. Just have a glass of wine. I'm working. Just got home. I know, Andrew. Oh, actually, I have a bottle inbound. Guess which one? Hint, one of the Chateau is your favorite wine. Did you get a Pichon Longueville Comtesse de Lelong? Did you? Fergal. I mean, Pichon. Do I still have the bottle here? I did for the longest time. I had it on the floor for the show. I do. Still have it here. This is my favorite wine in the world. This is a 2009. This was my Christmas gift from Dana and Emmett. This is Pichon Comtesse de Lalande Pauillac. And it is my absolute favorite one. It is 13% by volume. 13. That is the magic number, my friends. Absolutely incredible. And this is a Meritage. This is Cabernet Franc, Petit Verdot, and sometimes Merlot. It's either Petit Verdot or it's mostly Cabernet, Merlot, and Petit Verdot. They just mix it up to get the style right. That's my favorite. Is that the one? Oh, you got a Baron. Oh, Chateau Pichon Baron or Baron de Pichon Longueville. Wait a second. You got two? So you know how the Pichon thing works, right? Right. So there's a road in Bordeaux, and there's two castles, and it was the Pichon, and the father died, and he gave one winery to the ladies and one winery to the boys. Pichon Longueville Comtesse de Lalande is the ladies, and they are both deuxièmes. They're both second, the second wines of Bordeaux from the 1855 classification. They are, considered equal in stature. I mean, I lean towards the lady, and that's what we call her. I mean, Baron is certainly great. I love the Baron label; it's beautiful. So Chateau Pichon, the Baron is great. It's a great wine. It's a deuxième. I mean, did you get a good deal on that? I hope so. It's amazing. Amazing. I know it's not renowned as being as good. No, it is. No, it absolutely is. It is classified. It's the same thing. I mean, they're totally different wines in style, but they were all one company at one time. And then when he died, that he gave, like I said, he gave the girls the Pichon Longueville Comtesse de Lalande and Baron to the boys, and they have operated that way ever since. It all depends on what your chateau style is. That's it. I mean, I've had many a Baron, and they're amazing, but they are both. Don't forget, they are absolutely both deuxièmes. They're serious. They're both. There's the 5 Grand Crus, the amazing stuff, the Latour and all the Rothschilds and all that stuff. But the next line in, and it's only, I think it was only 12, right? How many deuxièmes are there? I think there's only 12. How many? Come on. There are originally more. Oh, there's 14 second growths. Okay. And they are. Are they going to give me the whole thing? Give me the AI, bitch, so I can have the list. I think I can name most of them. Okay. 14th. There's a Chateau. Okay, original. Chateau. Right, Mouton Rothschild was second growth for the longest time. It got promoted in 1973 because they bitched about it. So you got Rosanne, Celia, Chateau Rosan Gazier. You've got Chateau Comte Esternal, Chateau Léoville, Caz, Léoville Poifrère. You've got Léoville, Gerard Larose, of course, Ducru, of course, and then you got the Pichons. Yeah, it's great stuff. Enjoy it. It's the real deal, man. Dirk, the Bay went out of business last year and was founded in 1670. The Bay is known for their green and yellow red striped blanket. Hold it up. The Bay. Hold it on. Okay, hold on. The Bay. Red blanket. Oh, yeah. What is this? Oh, Hudson Bay. Is that what that is? Hudson Bay. Bay is known for their green, yellow, and red striped shirts. I don't know. I've seen these shirts. Yeah, okay, here you go. Oh, sure, I've seen that. Oh, wow, 1949. They went out of business. Hudson Bay, point blank, blah, 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 blah. And they're gone now? Somebody's going to make it because that's how it works, you know? I've seen those blankets. I definitely have. It's a 1994, so it should be gorgeous. It's definitely going to be gorgeous, my friends, for sure. Years ago, I had a blanket from the Bay. You guys call it the Bay because it's Canadian, right? It was amazing. My ex washed it in hot and put it in the dryer and wrecked it. And then you had like a blanket for a Barbie doll. Hey, 120 euros. That's a good deal. Good deal. The throw blanket made in England, 100% wool. Ah, there you go. Ask Ray Ray about that. He probably knows. Anyway, time for the Gallery of Bashtards.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots that sublimely absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with
the world. Boom. Andrew says, what I came home to, what you came home to, what you came home to. Oh, hello. Olive and the Senor in the house. Hi, kitty cats. Isn't that the greatest thing to come home to? Yeah, I don't have that anymore. This house just ain't a home. Who did a back rack joke yesterday? It was really fun. Oh, yes. Somebody was talking about who you'd hire. And it was in a movie, and they were talking about somebody who was so square and out of touch. They said, you'd probably hire Bacharach for your party. I was like, I would. Bert Bacharach. Incredible. You guys make a lovely threesome. You really do. Steve McLeod, tonight's Wii offering. I showed Paul your photography. You know, he knows Julian's, of course. But today on the train ride, I was like, check out his photography. By the way, he said, you should start your own card company and not give away your images to proprietary. He knows about all these things. He went to art school, went to, art college and all of that stuff. And he said, you got to be very careful because people steal your stuff. And he said, you should start making cards. And you know what? From Scotland, and put a Scottish flag on there. It'll sell like hotcakes. I don't know what a hotcake is. Does anybody know what a hotcake is? Well, they're selling like hotcakes. Didn't you hear? They're selling like hotcakes. What's a hotcake? This is gorgeous. This looks mysterious, and it looks like Middle Earth and J.R.R. Tolkien. Wow, that is incomparable. Oh, look at this. Gorgeous work, man. Look at that. Love to take a walk on that road. Breathtaking, Steve. Oh, God. Wow. That is something. Wow, look at that. Steve, I mean, your landscapes are incredible, man. Really beautiful. Also shot with Leica, just like Julian. Now we know the secrets of the masters. That's how they do. Oh, that's pretty. Wow, look at that. Incredible. Chill the Far says a hotcake is a pancake? Where do they call it a hotcake, Jojo? Hotcakes. Is that a southern thing? I want a plate of hotcakes and some grits. You kiss my grits, Mel. Kiss my grits. That was a big catch line in the 70s from a show called Alice, which oddly was based on a very dark and maudlin film called Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, directed by Martin Scorsese. And it was a comedy, it was a sitcom with Linda Lavin. Early to rise and early to bed. And in between, I cooked and cleaned and went out of my head. It was a great song. And then Linda Lavin got her schlocky lounge lizard paws all over it. Because originally it was like early to rise. She didn't sing it. It was like one of the great, like the Ron Hicklin singers or somebody of the 70s. And then she got a hold of it. It was atrocious. And a little bit like she thought she was like a chanteuse. It's horrible. Steve, miraculously beautiful stuff, man. Thank you so much. Look at that. That is where God, there's God there. You want to know what God looks like? That's what it is. And that's where the devil lives. This looks like it would be a great death metal album. Because their logos all look like twisted branches. Somebody explained that to me. I said, I can never read the names of any of those death metal, speed metal bands. And they're like, well, because it looks like a pile of twigs. Somebody from Norway told me, goes, well, the idea behind it is to make it look like from the forest. And it's like twigs. So it's very hard to read. Try to read a death metal thing. Steve, incomparable. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, kind sir. Incredibile. Ray says, Dirk and Stig, ging gang ghoulie. Is this a dirty thing? All right. I can't play it because I'll watch it after the show, Ray, because, copyright. I'll get fucked on that. Can't do it because somebody's got the copyright on that. It says Dirk or Basherdirk, don't lose your Kahoot account. It's been a while since the last time you logged into Kahoot. What's Kahoot? What is that? I don't never heard of such a thing. What is that? Hey, what's going on here? Let me read the email. Came across this beauty. Who needs it? Who needs an AP? You know who this is? Drooby doo. I see you. The St. Francis of the Eye Bashers. What do you got going on here? It's oh, Jesus Christ. I sense sarcasm. Who needs a, oh, wow. An Izod watch. Wow. Wow. I like the color of the dial. But look at that. What's in it? Drooby do. An Izod watch. Look at the Milanese bracelet. It's got the No Time to Die Milanese, like the flat Milanese. Because I don't like the beady ones. I like the flat Milanese. Those are beautiful. Oh, this has got the security tag on it. It's in the store. Tell me you got it. Drooby doo. Who needs AP? Nobody. Men. Oh my God, you ready? Eminem madness, Smoking Mindy madness. Eminem madness, Smoking Mindy madness. Yeah. It's Smoking Mindy madness, and it is Mindy taking a drink. Look at this thing. Mike Glaucus. Isn't that funny? My cat, who looked just like Mindy, loved to drink out of the tap as well. And we had to always close the toilet lid because God knows he would drink out of the toilet too. And we were like, no, can't do that. He always used to go. He was a smarty pants, man. If he had thumbs, we'd be tied up, gagged. We'd have the safe open. Look at her. Divil. You're a divil. Oh, look at this. Oh, she's on the side of the fireplace. I get it now. I didn't get it before. Now I get it. Well, Mindy. Oh, I'm work for president. Hello, baby. Hello. That's a Carolyn Martin shot if I ever saw. Look at him. Hello, Mork. I'm telling you, your cameras are crazy. I have to shoot some macros to see how this new phone. I haven't really experimented with the camera at all. I'll do some watch shots. You know what? After seeing all the great photography on the show, I don't want to shoot watches because what's the point, right? You know? Oh, look at you. Look at you, baby. Great shot of Mork. Oh, look at the wonder of it all. Look at pretty Mindy. Oh, she looks great. Look at her on the pastels. You never see her in that kind of context before. Look at this. Her eye color and that are the same thing. Mork and Mindy madness. Mork and Mindy mad. Can I get some music that'll work along with that? I don't know that I can. I got to load some of this shit. I know I've been very lazy. What would be like? Is it what's Laffy? No, I need no dance pop. Good. Good beat. That's dance pop. No, that doesn't sound like Mork and Mindy Madness to me at all. Mork and Mindy Madness in the house. Mork and Mindy Madness in the house. I'll program it. It's got to be. It's got to be something like that. Mork and Mindy Madness. Mork and Mindy Madness. I'll do it. I'll cut it. Mork and Mindy Madness. 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 Yeah. 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 Mork and Mindy Madness, everybody. So cute. I gotta get that done. I know I've been very lazy. Sir Julian with some as we now know how he shot these wonderful photographs. Let's enjoy his beauty, shall we? I don't know how he does what he does. All done within the lens, no trickery, not using Lightroom or any of that crap. It's the real deal. Beautiful, Julian. Oof. There's some precious objet d'art. Objet d'art. You know, somebody like, somebody who has a really multifaceted name in the state. It's beautiful. Oh, it's got a hinge. Look at that. It opens up. It's some kind of a dish or a bowl. It's beautiful. Oh, wow. What is that? This is crazy looking to me. Wow. Oh, wow. This is madness. It's carpet. It's madness. It's carpet. Like, okay, so I don't know. You're in some kind of fun house. TV fun house. Oh, I can tell where you are if we could flip it around. Look at that. That's even backwards. The colors are magical on that. Wow. This makes me pine for a late afternoon. We don't have any sunshine here. We don't even have shadows or any of that. Shadows. We don't have any of that. Oh, that's incredible. Now, this is back to Julian's, what I think always call his cover art, because this would be a great cover for an album. Amazing. Oh, wow. Oh, right. I remember this location from a previous photograph. It's like some beautiful bucolic gardens that are kind of like kind of just fading away, right? Look at the wood. It looks all weathered. Beautiful, Julian. I don't know how he does this. It's all in the mind of Sir Huxley. Crazy town. What is going on there? This wise soul. All done with the Summicron lenses. He looks like a guru of sorts. And that, is this the Versace store? If there is no more Versace in New York. I mean, maybe, but the big Versace showroom is gone ever since Michael Kors bought the brand. The incomparable Sir Julian Huxley. Amazing, as always. Thank you, Sir Julian. I got to go to that one, man. That one's killing me. Beautiful. Sir Julian, everybody. Thank you, sir. Jojo, you're gonna love this one, guys. This is what love is. Look at this. Look, there's handsome Jojo and his beautiful kid. Look at that. What a great shot. Look at that. Want to see his watch? Because you're all watch whores. It's Rolex. What else would you expect? But he's got some great pieces. Look at that. Oh, Jojo. That's a beautiful picture. You guys are on the beach. Lying on the beach somewhere. Beautiful. Thank you, Jojo. I told you. That's why I always go, handsome Joe, handsome Joe. It's a great shot. Thank you, Jojo. Steve Zaliski, when we were a bit younger. Ah, this is great. Look at you divers. All of you guys. You're all such manly men. Look at that. That's amazing. Wow, look at that. Where were you diving, Steve? Basher of the day, Steve. Where had you been? Where had you been diving? Like for realsy reels or not realsy reels? And Fergal, here's Fergal with the Baron, which is, by the way, one of the most beautiful labels a wine has ever had. It's right across the street. There it is, Baron de Pichon-Longueville, Baron. It is great stuff. Pauillac, 1994. That is going to be a serious. You're going to love that. That's going to be up there with one of the best wines you ever had. It certainly is. You having a snooze? Oh, I miss the wonder of all of that stuff. I really do. And a Christopher Ward. I love this one because that's for racing. That is the most racy watch that there. That watch is racy. Beautiful blue dial. Yeah, like I'm not going to take pictures of watches when Fergal can take pictures like this. His lighting. Look at the lighting on that. It's mental. Big crown. You know what they say about big crowns? Beautiful. Beautiful, Fergal. We love rockers. Enjoy that wine, my friend. Yeah, I'm not saying crack it open now, but crack it open as soon as you can. And that, my friends, is the Gallery of Bastards for When We Were Wednesday on February 11th. Thank you so, so much.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
Canadian Tire is going to carry those blankets. Went to high school with the girl who used to wear a Hudson Bay coat. Look at that. Yeah, I remember the coats, Joe. Our house was a very fine house with 2 cats in the yard. It's a great song. If I sleep more than 4 hours, they wake me to make sure I'm still alive. Cats do that. If you don't wake, they want to make sure you're not dead. There you go. Hot pancake. I never knew that. Amazing shot, says Andrew. Oliver Senor. Andrew's pictures of his 2 cats brought that song to mind. Oh, totally. Melly C says, Steve, amazing shots. Give a big hug to Andy M. Okay, we miss him. Tell him how much we all miss him on the show. Thanks, Melly C, says Steve Mack. And Andrew Okowicz, the blankets are now available at Canadian Tire, but sold out. I think that's a challenge. They will probably have more in the spring. A nice watch, blue dial, and mesh bracelet. Yeah, it's a pretty, I think he's goofing, but yes, and cheaper than what the Bay was selling them at. Okay, yeah. So I guess it's a big Canadian thing, right? Olives love dripping taps. So of course she does. The girls like to do that, I guess. It's almost an Invicta watch. Yeah, it is really. It's an Izod watch. They make watches. When I was a kid, Izod and Lacoste were one company. I don't know when they separated, but like when you went to, like, my mother used to like to take us to Bloomingdale's, and it was Izod. It said on the label Izod Lacoste. They were two different. They were the same company, as far as I know. Yeah, lovely pictures, Joe, Julian. Thanks, Melly C says, Jojo, that was a night dive in Indonesia. Amazing. I'll not say this right, but Sulawesi, to be precise. Amazing. You guys are far more adventurous than us Americans. Anyway, guys and girls, I'm gonna jump in the shower, fix me hair, and go and meet the lady the one and only Dana O'Malley. Love to you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for the Thursday show. Same bash time, same bash channel. And if you want to send me some stuff for tomorrow's show, it's basherdirk@gmail.com. That's basherdirk@gmail.com. As the weather gets better, I'll start doing some more bash about and all of those things. Thank you to all the Patreons. Thank you, everybody. Guys, remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. Remember, even if you're going through cord or a flat tire or a bad engine or a dried out watch or whatever it is in your world, just remember you are loved. And some people are just a pack of nasty cunts.